Taxi cab up here, nothing's going on. Gotta blow the horn there to make them know, hey, someone is behind us. You gotta get it going. Everyone, welcome back into the channel, Autopilot Eats. Thanks for watching. Thank you for those who subscribed, and if you haven't already subscribed, feel free to click that subscribe button so that way you can see the new content that I post every single week up in your feed there. And also follow us on Instagram if you already if you haven't already followed us already. So again, appreciate your comments, appreciate you watching, taking your time out of your day. I don't take that for granted, so I appreciate you. Hope I make it worthwhile today. But I think we are going to make it worthwhile today. We got a fun one for sure. We're in New York City, Upper West Side. Got to go downtown to this food spot, which I know you all heard. Some of you have heard about if you're from New York or in this area, and you probably think I'm probably going to get this one item, but I'm actually going to get another, and I'll show you that. Feel free to just fast forward this to the end so you can kind of see what I got, and then I'll give my critique. But otherwise, let's do it. GPS is plugged in, and yeah, let's go. Sorry, everyone had to fast forward that just so y'all all couldn't see me try to maneuver out that parking spot if you're from New York. Okay, pedestrian on the right here. Then we got a car on the left. Pedestrians running to FSD stops because it sees it. Yeah, I'm going. FSD stops, and we just kind of get ahead to pass by his car. That was a good one there. Not as close as I've seen it before, but that's good. FSD didn't hesitate on that one and just maneuvered right through the car. And thankfully, the pedestrian on the other end just kind of let us go there. That was great to kind of see here. Now, everyone, we're looking up ahead here at Central Park here, and you see from the GPS we kind of have to navigate a little bit through it here. So I think this is going to be a fun one. Everyone, if you're from the area or you live in New York City, you already know there's tons of people. We got bicycles, we got scooters, we got everything out here. Okay, we got everything. If you can kind of think about it, and I even think everyone about the taxi cabbers. Okay, we got taxi cabs as well, and we also got just cars. Okay, so thankfully we're already here in New York. We didn't have to go through the Holland Tunnel and show you all the foolishness that I had to go through to get here. But that's probably, I'll save that for another one here. But let's keep it rolling to see how FSD kind of climbs this thing here today, tackles it. Now, it's everyone, once we get past okay. Once we get past a little bit of some traffic here, this is pretty much a straight shot outside of construction, which I think they wouldn't do at this time of the day. But you never know with New York City. It's, every single day is different. And so it's going to be interesting to see what we got going on today. Okay, so FSD pulls the trigger, makes the left turn to get up out of there. That's great. That's a beautiful thing to kind of see. Oh, everyone, I forgot to mention, we're still on 12.6.4 as of recording this video. Profile is still in standard, but it doesn't really matter because we're on city streets. Only on highways is the profile kind of reserved for standard, chill, or a hurry mode. But we do have the max speed set to 35. Okay. Now, everyone, I might have to move it down a little bit here. FSD pulls the stop. Now, that was an abrupt stop for sure. I will say, everyone, if you had coffee, it would have spilled. Okay. And that's unfortunate. But again, situations, I've said this before, situations matter. And do I like the abrupt stop? No, I don't. Was it needed? Was it necessary? Not really. Could have slowed down just a little bit there. I know they can't really determine when the light's going to turn yellow, but just an easy slowdown. We're only going 25, so just an easy slowdown would have been nice there. Okay, would have been nice to kind of see that. So we're keeping it rolling here. Now I will say, everyone, the speed limit, like I mentioned, I set the max to it's at 35. I might have to put this down to 25, 30. Mainly because, everyone, we got some speed cameras over here, and all the wipers going off again. But speed cameras going on here, and they will get you. Okay, I was rolling in the 25-mile zone at 35, and they caught me. Okay, and it's one of those things when they don't send you the ticket like a week later, but they send it to you at the opportune times when you gotta give it some accelerator here, push here. They send you this, they send you the ticket, and it's like as soon as you got paid, it's almost like they was counting on you to get paid. And they send you the ticket, and you're like, oh my goodness, how you send me the ticket right when I get paid? So it was like 3 weeks later. And they took a photo of it too. It was crazy. Okay. So I might have to set this thing down at 35 because unless, everyone, I haven't seen this yet, I don't believe FSD slows down to the speed limit once it detects a speed camera. I don't know if it does. Someone in the comments let me know. But this is going to be interesting to see if we do pass the speed camera, if FSD does slow down a little bit here. I don't think it does, but that would be a nice feature to have. Okay. I mentioned auto wipers here. Everyone, I'm going to turn auto wipers off. Um, those of you who are unfamiliar, again, one click with the left stalk here, right in the center there. Scroll wheel on the left down, click it in the center, and then boom, set to off. Okay. So we got to make a right turn here. And then practically it's just taking us all the way down to our destination. Now, again, as I mentioned, everyone, FSD still has to be familiar with its surroundings, mainly because you just don't know what can happen. You just don't know. So far, we've been in this drive for a little bit here. I did have to do the accelerator push, give it some confidence because of the fact that it was a little bit slow and we don't need to hold up traffic and people blowing the horn or a pedestrian walks out and then that's a problem. We don't want that. So let's see how it does here on this, like, just one path, one street down, just straight shot to our destination. Let's see if we got some things, some hiccups that might happen, and then see how FSD kind of maneuvers it. Everyone, New York City is the classic example, a classic test of, like, literally, like, you just never know when a wrench going to just be thrown into the equation, and you're like, I don't even know how to solve this, but I hope FSD knows how to solve it. Okay. Now, everyone, unfortunately, in the other previous video, I talked about congestion pricing, and we're going to hit congestion pricing here because we are going downtown. Speed camera right here, FSD actually does not see it here, but we're good because it's still going slow. So I don't mind that, but I wish in the GPS it would see that we got a speed camera there. Now FSD is kind of wavering here in the middle. Don't like this at all. Don't feel confident with that. Okay. Now, everyone, I know with New York taxi on the right here, we got a car parked on the left to the side. FSD still maneuvering here, and then it chooses the left lane. Okay. So that's great that it chose a lane instead of trying to maneuver right through the lines there. That's no good. Now, even with New York City, from street to street, sometimes the lines don't match up. So sometimes it's a little bit over to the right, sometimes it's a little bit over to the left there. So that's a nuance even for New York City. But again, everyone, at some point, the Tesla engineers are definitely going to have to come up with figuring out some of these nuances here, because if you just don't, if it doesn't navigate appropriately, you're just going to be stuck. You're going to be looking like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? You want to be comfortable, especially if you got people in the car. You just want to be okay with it. So again, just a straight down shot here. there is a lot of people, everyone, those who are familiar with this, we're on Fifth Ave, stores galore in terms of shopping. And FSD goes to the, chooses this, and then stops, and then goes back to the left. Um, so I figured it would be trying to make the decisions not as accurately. Got a car stopped up here. FSD does navigate to the right, puts the turn signal on, which is that's great, especially with the construction up here. Um, so this is good. Interesting enough, everyone, for those who can see on the camera here, on the right lane we have bus only. So I'm glad FSD is able to see. I don't know if it's able to see, or maybe from the GPS or something, that right lane bus only. So let's not do that. So that's great. Okay, yellow light there. FSD still went. Taxi cab rolling. This yellow line is here. Taxi cab a little close here. Um, really didn't put on a signal there. Don't like this at all. Um, everyone, you kind of see from the camera there, we are awfully close to the taxi cab on the left hand side. Now, I would have liked for FSD, if it sees a car coming, nope, they didn't have a signal on, that's on them, but try to maneuver here to the other lane here so we can avoid just being so close. And now we're looking like we don't know what we're doing. Well, actually, I should say the taxi cab who's driving that doesn't know what they're doing. Okay. But we can't say that, right? No, actually, no, we can't say that. We can't say that because it's New York City. That's right. That's right. Okay. Green light here. FSD does go. Let's the taxi cab go in front of us, sort of, but with no signal too. Kind of weird, but okay. So this is good. No, again, everyone, we got a lot of things going on here. Um, again, it's interesting because FSD has to monitor the speed, but then also monitor the. And I gotta say this, everyone, the foolishness out here in terms of like just a bunch of cars and people just uh, maybe in to some degree, everyone doing what they want to do. Okay, so it's got to be quick. It's got to be quick thinking, and it's got to act fast here, but then not act too fast enough where it puts us in a situation that we have to then hit the brakes there, or push the accelerator there because we're stuck in a bad moment. But thankfully, we only had one accelerator push so far and no disengagements on this drive. Everyone, for those who are familiar, who are not familiar with FSD, when you are in FSD, there's three ways you can kind of disengage. You can disengage by kind of forcing the wheel to the left or the right, um, pushing the brake, or pressing the right stick up. Okay, so those are three ways that you can kind of exit off FSD in case you ever need to. Which again is a beautiful thing. You just don't want it one way. You want a couple ways there, just in case you need to act quickly with what's going on. I will say, thank goodness FSD is going slow here because the potholes out here is just crazy. But goes to the left lane here because there was some slowage here in the lane that we were in. There's cars, no signal here from this car, and they still maneuver in there. Okay, and then we're in not the best lane to be in because this is a lane that is turning, a bunch of cars turning. It would be nice if FSD kind of maneuvered here to the right, but it's probably going to stay right here. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to probably speed past this part. FSD is turning to the left. Interesting. And it slows. Okay. I don't know what that was. Now, everyone, I don't know what that was. You can see from the GPS, those who were looking at this thing, we're pretty close to that there. If you're looking at the GPS there, we were meant to go straight, but FSD chose to go to the left. Now, I don't know if that's a glitch, or maybe it chose a better route because of what was going on, or maybe maybe it's due to the classic example of what I'd like to say of just following the leader. It's there was nothing going on up top, up on the street that we were on. There was no construction. I didn't believe. But now, everyone, we're set back 4 minutes. So this is what I've been saying, everyone, with FSD, is that sometimes if it makes an error such as that, then it's going to set us back. Okay. And imagine if you got an appointment somewhere, you need to be somewhere, but you're really tired. You're like, I really don't want to drive this today, but I'm going to just hop in a car and just try to FSD get to where I'm going. But then it makes something like that. That's a problem. Okay. So everyone, what you can see here, I'll try to see if I can zoom in there. But we got a speed camera up ahead here because we're turning on the right lane here. Taxi cab up here, nothing's going on. Got to blow the horn there to make them know, hey, someone is behind us. You got to get it going. Okay. Pedestrians are crossing here at the light, and FSD decides to let them cross and then move ahead awfully slow here. But okay. And then we're still going. So we got a speed camera up ahead. It says it right there on the bottom right. Now, of course, this is probably not the best scenario. Where How did they do that? I'm just looking at it. Sorry, everyone. I just got a glimpse of something else. I don't know if y'all saw that on the left. Here it is on the left, everyone. How were they able to do that? That's interesting. It's almost like it's floating. But okay, sculpture is floating there. Okay, FSD is slowing down here, maybe because it's seeing the car there, think it's going to go, but it's not. Got to give it some confidence here. And it still rolls. Pedestrian crossing on the green light. FSD slows down just a little bit, but then keeps it going. That's good. Okay, got other pedestrians crossing up ahead here. FSD is slowing down because of the yellow light, so it's okay. Now, again, everyone, we were supposed to have a 30-minute drive. Now, of course, with New York City, it's never 30 minutes. Okay, it always turns out to be 35, 40 minutes. But if we could have been maybe possibly near the time, if FSD didn't swing the left there instead of going straight on the path where it was supposed to be here. And so now we're set back a little bit here in terms of timing. But again, I could have stopped it and just kept going straight. But again, I like to just kind of see what it does, just so you all can have a clear picture of how this thing works. Again, I don't want to be the person that I'm like telling all these great things about FSD and not giving y'all some examples here about sometimes how it just gets it wrong. Even in this version, 12.6.4 is still going to get it wrong. Now we got a car stopped here. FSD decides to just put the left turn signal on. Just kind of navigates through it here. So that was good. Okay. So, but going back to FSD, so this is why everyone, I do say, even with this version, is so much more improved than what it was when I first was starting to use FSD. It still thinks, oh, that's a big pothole. There's still things that need to be changed and improved. But again, it's going to take some time. Let's turn here. FSD decides to then pull it. Does cut a little bit close to that car there, but okay, it clears it good. And then we're still going. So everyone, this is what I'm saying. There's so many things going on here. How can FSD understand, sees what behind us in the back there, the front, left, and then also the right here, and not just. Aggressive slowdown. Oh my goodness, everyone. Woo. Everyone, I'm here to tell you, if you had something in the back, it's rolling. It was rolling. Okay. It was rolling. You was gonna feel that, and you was gonna feel it. Okay, you're gonna feel that in your stomach. But um, again, situation matters. Again, I just wish it would just slow down. Just not. It wasn't on the. It's not the brake, but just slow down just a little bit, even more slightly, so we don't have to feel it all. Bike here on the right here, and also sort of in our lane there, but still to the right. But FSD does see it, as you kind of see here from the screen there, and keeps it rolling. We got some slowage here. FSD does see it, pulls to the left. Quick decision making right there, like that, from FSD. Let's not take it. Let's not go slow and just get right to the lane that we need to be in. That's going to bypass some of this traffic. That's good. I like that quick decision making. That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, that was beautiful. Now, this right here, I don't. Everyone, this is kind of like a roundabout, but not really. So let's see how FSD can kind of maneuver this here. If it doesn't make the right decision, I might have to take over, just mainly because, well, this is going to be too much here. Okay, it'll be seem like I'll be driving more than I'll be talking about the food. Now, everyone, so far with this drive, I do have to say, don't feel as comfortable, for sure. But I think that's also because we are in New York City, and so that's probably why I don't feel comfortable with what FSD is doing here. Uh, some hard braking there. We had two so far. Uh, so that's and then two accelerated pushes so far on this drive alone. So that's why we just don't feel too comfortable here. But if we take this thing out of New York City, as you've seen from my other previous videos, it's good to go. Now, let me not say good to go, but it's good in certain scenarios. But again, situations do matter. So FSD was able to pull that one, just kind of navigated on to the left there. So that was good. I like that. I like that there. Okay. No no issue with the that's a it's not a roundabout, but it's kind of like a, like a kind of a going left here, but not a left turn, but it's like a kind of a swinging left lane. So that's good. So everyone, if you can kind of see from the navigation on the top right there, we got another speed camera coming up here. There's no mention of it down here below. I wonder as we get closer if it will mention it. This is going to be interesting to see if it does or not. Let's see if it does pop up here. We do have some bicycles, people on the bicycle on the left hand side here as well, not in the bicycle lane. FSD decides to just go to the right. Yeah, I would too. I would have done the same exact thing. Okay. Speed camera doesn't show there still right now. Thankfully, FSD is going 25, so I don't mind it. Oh, there it goes. It pops up now. It's kind of last minute, though, if you really think about it, even though we're not driving. But okay. So speed limit is 25. We're going 23. So that's good that it's holding true to that. Now, again, I don't know if it's going 23 miles per hour because of because of because maybe because of the traffic. That's probably why. I don't think it's because it's reading the speed limit. I mean the speed trap. I don't think so. But again, let me know in the comments if I am wrong. But I don't think that's the case. So we got a couple of lights here. We're going to be making a right here, and then we'll be a little bit closer to our destination. Now, there is going to be some traffic here that you all can kind of see from the GPS here. I don't know what kind of traffic is going to be. The unfortunate thing, everyone, is with New York City, especially in these two two lanes here, and with people on the bicycle on the left hand side, far left, or maybe they may be on the right too, sometimes on both sides. What I found is that it's unfortunate because there's always a parked car on one of the sides where there's cars on these two lanes, and they're not supposed to be parked. They don't even put the hazards on, which is unfortunate. So some people don't even know, are they in the car, or they stopped, or what they're doing. And so it's going to be interesting if the traffic is due to someone's car that is parked, and how does FSD able to navigate that is going to be interesting. So let's see, everyone, what the traffic holdup is here up ahead as we get kind of closer to this to where we need to be at to make the right. Now, everyone, what I've noticed too is that FSD, if it sees a car right there, and depending upon how the car is moving, what they'll do is just slow it down, just for that car to clear, and then it proceeds, so it doesn't kind of post up next to car on the right here. Shoulder puts the signal on. Thankfully, thank you for putting the signal on. That's beautiful. FSD sees it, lets it go through. So it waits till the car passes, and then it doesn't block the pedestrian crossing, which is good here. Car on the right here. Oh my goodness. Uh, FSD, please go through the light here. It does. Taxi cab on the left here. That's not good. FSD lets the taxi cab go. Probably not the best thing to do. Got a bicycle coming up on the left hand side there. FSD slows down here. Construction on the right here. FSD sees it and then maneuvers through. Now, everyone, think about this, right? I wish uh, in previous versions of this right here, it's, you kind of see it's kind of grayed out, as if there's something blocking the road. But there was other points in this where you would actually see cones, okay, that would suggest that now, okay, there's something going on. I wish they would go back to the cones. I know it's probably not visually appeasing to some people, but I wish they would go back to the cones. So I don't know, maybe that, I don't know, maybe it's a me thing, and I'm thinking maybe FSD sees the cones, and so it'll go around it compared to like the grayed out kind of space there. But okay, I just wish they would just leave the grayed out space for like some debris on the road, compared to like leaving it for like construction. Okay. Now we do got some construction here on the left hand side here. FSD does see it and then goes on the right hand side, which is good here. So that's good to see. Now we're kind of stuck here in the middle of the street, but we're fine, because um, that way right there is not going towards traffic. Is not going towards us. Is going away from us. So I don't mind that staying there. So still trying to navigate through this construction here. And it's unfortunate, everyone, that you would think that construction probably wouldn't happen in New York City at times where there's a lot of people out, but it does. You just can't make it up. Like, what a shame. Now, everyone, you kind of see here, we're a little bit too, I don't want to say too far from the car up ahead, but it would be nice to be a little bit more snug. Not snug enough where we're touching the car, but a little bit more towards the car, so that way, people in the back here, we can get more cars in. Now that's probably me just trying to be nice. FSD is like, I'm not being nice today, I'm not mad at it. Okay, because in New York City, it's all hands off. Okay, people uh, kind of see most people ain't trying to watch out for nobody. Let me not say that. It's New York City. Okay, I'm gonna be respectful. I gotta be respectful. Okay. FSD sees the pedestrian crossing there. We got a turning lane only here. FSD has to go to the left here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. FSD is going to the right here because we're making a right here. So this is good. So we got pedestrians here, everyone. FSD thankfully sees that, even though we shouldn't, it's a yellow signal, so we could turn right. That's good. Um, so that's good. I like that. I didn't. Just in some cases, everyone, I've seen FSD not be able to read the turning right yellow. So in that case, it was good to go. So I like that. Again, I like that when he can read it here. Okay. So everyone, I'll tell you about the place here since we got some stoppage here with the signal coming up here, and that now that we're 2 minutes away. So this place, everyone, Emily's West Village, they do have some other locations around the city, but more so the other ones, which you'll find that they are named as Emma's Squared. But Emily's West Village is the original location here down by Downing Street, and they are well renowned, or maybe to me well renowned, because I like their food really a lot for their pizza. And I can't say deep dish pizza, um, but for their pizza that's a little bit more fluffier. And then they also have their Pat LaFrida burger, double burger, that's really good too as well. It's made on a pretzel bun, a bunch of cheese, caramelized onions there, and some sort of special sauce. I mean, I think they might have pickles on it too as well. I might be mistaken, but that's a pretty good burger too. And they also serve waffle fries with it. Okay, it's lovely. But everyone, we're not getting that today. You know why? Because all you see on Instagram is that. But you know what we're getting today, everyone? We're getting some mozzarella sticks. Okay, but it's not the mozzarella sticks that you're thinking about. Okay, it's the stick. Okay, FSD is wavering here. We do have to go straight through the light. It does see it, but it still puts a turn signal on here. It's not really a turn. Didn't press the accelerator there. We do have a speed bump. It sees that. It's good to go. Um, so that's good. Okay. So let me park here, everyone, because parking is hard to find in New York City. I'm here to tell you. Everyone, welcome back into the channel. Sorry for the abrupt ending at the other end, everyone. But when you're in New York City and you find a park, you got to stop what you're immediately doing and just park in there, okay? So if you're in this area, you come over here to Emily's West Village, which again, this is a must. You got to go to this place here. Okay, started by two partners here, and they started to make pizza, and so they're just well known for pizza. They're Detroit style pizza, and they also make a Pat LaFrida double burger, like I mentioned before, with the waffle fries on the side there. So you have to try those both items out here. So I didn't try that today. What I tried, everyone, was this right here. Look at this. This is made specifically with the Detroit style pizza. Okay, Detroit style, they got the breading, but then they put the cheeses on top of this thing. Look at the cheese on top of that. That is glorious. Okay, now it has some green in there due to the parsley. Okay, but please don't get it confused, everyone. This is good. Look at this. Whoa, that is glorious. Oh my goodness, that is glorious. Okay, this is definitely a ludicrous eats right here. Okay, you bite into that thing. It's soft, it's smooth, it's great. It's got the amount of cheese in it. It's almost like it's got some grated Parmesan in it, the parsley in it. But then, everyone, it doesn't stop there. It keeps going. You bring out the marinara sauce. Okay, you dip that right in there. You dip it a couple times. Oh my goodness. Okay. That is lovely, everyone. I'm not even making this up, okay? Please, everyone, if you're in downtown, you're close to Downing Street, if you don't go to this place right here, I don't know what's going on. Now, I don't want to say something's wrong with you, okay? But I am going to say what's going on. You got to go. This is the place to be. You have to be there. Now, of course, you got to do a reservation before you get there. Don't try to come in here because it's going to be crowded. It's going to be crowded. You're going to be waiting forever. Okay? But if you call ahead in terms of the reservation, don't call, but make a reservation online, okay? And come in here for two people. You're going to have a great time. Service is great, okay? It's going to be lovely, okay? you kind of see everyone. I'm having like just an aftershock of this stick here, because it's just so good. Okay, so please everyone, you heard it here first. Okay, if you didn't hear anywhere else, you heard it here first. And don't say, everyone, I didn't tell you so. I'll see y'all.